Hello, Women of Reverence. My name is Nikki, and my husband John and I lead South City Church in Brighton, UK. God has been speaking to me about gentleness, and I'm just going to share a few snippets from the sermon that I preached this past Sunday, and I hope it blesses you. What I want to talk about today is our response in the midst of situations that really put our faith, obedience, and trust in God to the test. They're not always challenging situations. Our response when things are going really well and we are successful is also true. What I'm talking about today is maturity, and I'm going to be looking specifically at gentleness as a fruit or sign of maturity, using the analogy of metamorphosis in the life cycle of a butterfly. Why a butterfly, you may ask? And why gentleness? We all have symbols that resonate with us. For me, right now, it's the butterfly. Gentle and humble in heart is how Jesus described himself. It seems like a contradiction, doesn't it? Can a king be gentle at the same time? Jesus was. Can Christ followers argue forcefully for kingdom values, yet in gentleness? Apparently, the Apostle Paul thought so. He said, "Pursue gentleness, fight the good fight of faith." Those who oppose the Christian message are to win over with gentleness and respect. His definition of greatness comes in sentences like this: "Come to me, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." Every day, we are faced with opportunities to behave like a caterpillar and react in an immature way that looks a little bit like a tantrum, an angry word that you later regret, or selfishness. And every day we are faced with as many opportunities to respond like a butterfly, mature and humble like Jesus. If we look at how Jesus deals gently with the ignorant and the wayward, what elicits tenderness from Jesus is not the severity of the sin, but whether the sinner comes to him. Whatever our offense, he deals gently with us. He doesn't scowl, scold, lash out, and handle us roughly. All this restraint flows from his tender heart for people, not because he has a diluted view of sinfulness. Turn your caterpillar reaction to a butterfly response. In very practical terms, I would suggest that being gentle is pausing to respond in a situation that puts your faith to the test and requires restraint. This quality comes from having a humble opinion of oneself, along with the inner strength to control one's emotions, tongue, and behavior. Before we respond to a situation, let us practice mindfulness and self-awareness. Just take a deep breath and a proverbial step back. Ask the Lord in that moment for strength and grace to respond, and then act or say what you need to say. We will be salt and light to the world when we exhibit gentleness and humility like Jesus. Only a self-controlled person can turn the flood of what they think needs saying into the trickle of what the person in front of them needs to hear. Only a self-controlled person can use their energy and passion to build up rather than bowl over. Gentleness recognizes that we all have limits, the giver and the receiver. Christians should keep being gentle even when we're not being treated gently, precisely because that is how God has loved us in Christ. Some people resist gentleness because they associate it with being weak or effeminate. Strength and gentleness can seem mutually exclusive. Any immature man can be a forceful, unheeding, unloving leader. Only a true man can be gentle. True manhood isn't a hard, tough exterior with the soft, spineless interior, like a caterpillar. See how my analogy works? But just the opposite. A steely, rock-solid interior, mediated through an exterior, emanating with the beauty of gentleness, just like the butterfly. And this is true of women too. Do not let your adornment be merely outward. Rather, let it be the hidden person of the heart, the incorruptible beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is very precious in God's sight.